There's been a lot of discussion recently regarding the future of UK theme parks, and it's all very exciting. Except for this thing. I do love a Ferris wheel, mate. One in particular is the brand new roller coaster coming to Thorpe Park, the tallest roller coaster in the country at a whopping 236 feet in height. That'll open in 2024. So what will they do next? I don't know, man. We didn't get a coaster for 12 years and we might be waiting another 12 to see that great big Valere replace Stealth. Parks like Alton Towers and Chessington have all revealed that they have multiple new investments planned, which is bonkers. So surely one of the other biggest parks in the UK is going to have more planned in the future, right? Now, whether it be full-on rides like we've seen over the past few years, even though that was the newest flat ride they got, or dark/experience rides that work all the time. You know, 365 days a year it works. The park ain't open for that long in the year, you melt. So what could they be getting next? It's time to commence circle time and think and discuss. Speaking within actualities that could come affray within today's society. When Exodus was originally announced and first showcased to the entire world, the Thorpe Park Resort and no spa this time, said that they'd hope to start a 5 to 10 year plan where they would expand on their ride lineup going forward. It's all very exciting, am I right? Yeah, indeed it is. That's if they stick to it. That's a whole other dilemma. See, personally speaking, the park has been really off for the past 10 years or so. We've had no proper major investments, and the ones that we have had are the likes of Darren Brown's replacement bus service, I'm a Celebrity, the experience. There's no Matt Hancock in that one. Timber Tugboat, Lumber Jump, Black Mirror Labyrinth. And more so, we lost a lot of rides in the process of these new rides being built, which luckily a few of those will be replaced with Exodus. But oh boy, I bet you didn't know that old coaster concepts did exist before Exodus. If you were to head into the Thrills workshop, you can see loads of old props, whatever that is, and even images on display of brand new concept art for roller coasters that never came to exist. This one right here, although blurry, says damned. It looks like a flying coaster. I have no idea where it would have gone, but depending on how early it was, could have been on Swarm Island, where the Swarm is now, or on that back island behind it. There's also another concept art in there, which I don't have a photo of this time, but it was a B&M dive coaster located where Darren Brown's ghost train is, called Demon Drop. God, what an upgrade we didn't get. But no, jokes aside, I firmly believe that Project Exodus will be the turning point of Thorpe Park to go down a better route and finally start developing some more rides. If I could realistically see a brand new coaster anywhere in the park, it still has to be the back of Swarm Island. There have been really light rumours suggesting that they've been testing the ground on that island as well. Why would you test the... Let me just test the ground on a piece of land I'm not going to use ever. So if that is true, and they are doing that, there must be a reason for it. And that area is absolutely massive. It's probably bigger than any other plot of land for a coaster that they have there. In fact, I actually did a competition a while back where you guys had to build your own coasters in that area, and there were some really good submissions for it. Even this. Absolutely beautiful. But if I had to say somewhere else as well, I'd probably say near Soar Alive, or where that area is, Morecambe Meadow. Because other than the crows, the last activity I saw near Soar Alive was a pigeon flying into it. Either of those areas, if they had a coaster in them, it could literally be anything. They could go down the route of what they've tried before with the flying coaster or the dive coaster that they had planned, or even the B&M Hyper that was apparently designed before Exodus. They could be going with a new manufacturer, or they might have gone over to Lightwater Valley, seen the Ultimate and thought, you know what? British Rail make really good roller coasters. Now, despite the fact nobody knows what will actually come to Thorpe, I decided to ask you guys what you think will be built next. And if you are enjoying this video so far, feel free to subscribe. Thank you very much. Would love to see something that uses the lake, maybe a Mack Power Splash where Soar Alive is. See, the thing is, I would agree, but then I remember how dirty the lake water is, and I wouldn't personally like that splashed over me. But that would be really cool if they made that ride and then had this section off piece of the lake so you don't get splashed with brown water. I know they do have Tidal Wave, and that's a big wave as it is, but I went on Pulsar. You don't get that wet. A new gen Vekoma coaster. It's cheap, high capacity, and has airtime. Perfect for Thorpe Park. You know what? That is a very good point. I mean, a new gen Vekoma could be just a launch coaster like Abyssus, or even one like Fly, which has been suggested, to be fair, Vekoma Flyer. How cool would that be on the back of Swarm Island? Just seeing it, you probably wouldn't be able to see it, but seeing it glide across the terrain, and if they themed it properly, it would look really cool. Do it. A Fabry drop tower with a V8 engine. Has Croc Drop just now got an exhaust pipe as the crocodile? A tombstone for the fella that lived in the middle of the Rocky Express. What? Hopefully a new hotel and accommodation. You know what? That is a very good point. I've been talking mainly about rides because I'm an adrenaline junkie. But a new hotel would work really well. I know they had one planned very, very many moons ago, but those plans eventually fell through. But to see a new hotel in replacement of those, whatever you want to call it, shipping containers, it would be very nice to see. Next year, there could be a brand new flat ride where containment and wet was. That's also a very good point. See, my brain is so small, and I'm so glad that I come to you guys for help. That area, as much as it's not the biggest plot of land, does work as an area you could stick some sort of flat ride in, so that's a very good shout. I have no idea what sort of flat ride they'd fit. Maybe they'll just put a Fabry drop tower with a V8 engine there. But no, that is a good point. Another swing for the playground. Big agree. Although last time I swung the playground swing for someone, I then ran over to the trampoline, jumped in it, and it splashed mud everywhere. Thanks for that. Hoping for a new flat ride in the space of Slammer. Also a very good point. As much as the Black Mirror Labyrinth queue currently runs around the Slammer's queue, if you get rid of Black Mirror Labyrinth, it's not much of a lost cause. Then you have a good space for a queue line and also a brand new ride. Now, this final suggestion is probably one of the most realistic things that could come to Thorpe Park. I mean, I can definitely see it, you can most definitely see it, and that is nothing.